Good Wednesday afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. I'm Nick Oresco. Top stories in just one moment, but first a look at traffic and weather. 22 News from Team Meteorologist Brian Lapis standing by. The good news, traffic doesn't look that bad this afternoon.
No, actually, we got a lot of green here on the map, Nick. Take a look. Up and down 91 from Franklin County to the Connecticut state line. We're in good shape. Mass Pike from Stockbridge to Sturbridge. See what I did there? Also in good shape. 291, 391 are moving smoothly as well. So as we start to think about the evening commute, roads are in good shape. Let's take a look at the weather. It's a cool day as expected. Look at this. Upper 60s right now. Westfield and Springfield. Lower 70s. Northampton, Greenfield and Orange. And we're in the mid 60s to low 70s in the Berkshires. It's been a slow clearing process here today. And some of us have not seen any blue sky yet. Get north of Northampton though, and we're starting to see that clearing working its way south. So it's going to be a gradual clearing process. I expect that tonight will be a dry night. More showers on the way for tomorrow. We'll track all of it with our 22 News Storm Team forecast.
The Massachusetts Department of Public Health has announced the first human case of West Nile virus and the first animal case of EEE in the state this year. The individual is a man in his 40s who was exposed to West Nile in Hampden County. The EEE infection was diagnosed in a horse exposed in Plymouth. Mosquito samples collected in Dedham also tested positive for EEE. These findings raised the EEE risk level to high in Plymouth and to low in Dedham. The EPA has issued an emergency order to stop the use of a certain pesticide that can harm fetuses. The herbicide, known as DCPA, is used to control weeds on a variety of crops that can cause changes to fetal thyroid hormone levels in pregnant women. The suspension comes after more than a decade of back and forth between the EPA and the maker of DCPA. The herbicide has been banned in the European Union since 2009. A federal U.S. judge ruled Monday that Google has illegally held a monopoly in search and text advertising. The ruling marks the first anti-monopoly decision against a tech company in decades. The 2020 case argues that Google created strong barriers to entry and a feedback loop that sustained its dominance. The court found that Google violated Section 2 of the Sherman Act, which outlaws monopolies. Google officials say they plan to appeal the ruling. The family of a French explorer who died in the Titan submersible implosion last summer is seeking over $50 million in a wrongful death lawsuit. Paul-Henri Nargeolet was among 5 people who died when the submersible imploded during a voyage to the wreckage site of the Titanic last June. No one survived the trip aboard the experimental submersible owned by OceanGate, which has since suspended operations. The lawsuit accuses OceanGate's CEO of gross negligence. Well, gross out there today. Cool temperatures. And you see what I did there?
Yeah, I loved it.
And cloudy conditions, Brian.
Yeah, we expect that we'll get some clearing here in time for late afternoon, early evening, although I guess we're at late afternoon now. Let's take a look at it. 22 News Storm Team Skycast, 5 o'clock here this afternoon. Notice the clearing gradually working its way in. So by 9 o'clock tonight, we're mostly clear. We expect scattered clouds this evening and mostly clear during the middle of the night. And then by 5 o'clock here, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, clouds are starting to return. There's the chance for a scattered sprinkle or two in the morning tomorrow. Then in the afternoon, a better chance for showers, a high temperature of 74 to 78. But evening plans for tonight, you're in good shape. A few raindrops around here second half of the day tomorrow. We'll talk about the weekend on 22 News at 6.
In Paris, a Western Massachusetts track star went for gold on Tuesday. Northampton's Gabby Thomas ran in the 200-meter finals and won gold. She was a favorite, and she showed it, finishing far ahead of her competition. You can watch the Harvard grad compete again in the 4x100-meter relay on 22 News. Well, football is back tomorrow night. The Patriots will play their first preseason game against the Carolina Panthers, and you can watch the game on the CW Springfield kickoff tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Now for a look at what we are working on for 22 News starting at 6 o'clock after daytime Olympic coverage. Over on Beacon Hill, a new law would compensate first responders who are seriously injured in the line of duty. We'll explain the details of that law and how someone would qualify. Plus, the Westfield Veterans Council hosts a Purple Heart ceremony today at Kane Park. See how events like this pay tribute to our local military heroes. And the excitement of the Paris Olympics coming to the Springfield museums. We will take a look at the full day of events. Brian.
All right, traffic continues to look very nice here as we head into the evening commute. I-91 north and south in good shape. Mass Pike east and west also good. 291, 391 are fine. And the usual slowdowns on our surface streets and secondary streets. We'll update weather as we head toward the weekend with the 22 News Storm Team forecast on 22 News at 6.
Brian, thanks, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. We're back on TV starting at 6 o'clock tonight. Latest news and weather anytime on our website and on the free app.